Hey everybody, Berg Ryman, aka Ryan, back here with another Wilson Challenge review video. We are still in the basement. We are still going through some thoughts, some ideas, and reviewing all the clubs from the Wilson Challenge. Again, a shout out to Wilson for hooking us up throughout the whole thing. A shout out to all of you that followed along throughout the Smack Talk threads. And of course, a shout out to my fellow Wilson Challenge friends who was very happy to take this journey with. We're on to hybrids. And for me, that means we are on to the staff utility iron. The RB staff utility 4 iron, 24 degrees with a Project X Smoke RDX Red stiff shaft and 85 grams. So, let's talk about this. I am a fairway wood / hybrid guy. However, I figured for the test, and considering the makeup of the iron set, which will be the next video that we talk about, why not try driving iron? Why not try utility iron? We were looking for something that could have been a little bit more versatile than the Dynapower Max 5 iron and the loft in the 4 in the staff utility, in the staff model RB utility. Same loft, 24 degrees. It's big, it's chunky. I mean, it's a stunner of an iron, right? It is absolutely just a stunning piece of kit from Wilson. However, if you've been following along, it's not for me. This is one where I think I overcooked a little bit. I cooked a little too hard, thinking a little bit too far outside the box, and I'm gonna explain this a little bit. So, the main reason I wanted the utility iron here, long par threes at my home course. So Battle Island State Park, where I play the majority of my golf, has a very short par 3 that plays from the tips 130 yards, but it's back downhill. So at most maybe like 115 to 120 total on slope. But the other two are 197 and 208 yards. They are inherently difficult, and a lot of the times what I would do is I would hit hybrid into them, right? Like a 21 degree hybrid or a 24 degree hybrid on the shorter one with a lighter weight shaft that I could move a little bit quicker. So instead I thought, well, let's try a driving iron that could also be utilized as a approach club on par 5s and also teeing off with it on shorter par 4s. We also have par 4s at Battle Island that range from about 260 to 280 yards that are pretty tight. So having that option off the tee that you can really flight or move is something that personally to me made a lot of sense. So that is why we went with the staff model RB. The problem was I just never figured it out in testing, right? I struggled with it from the jump as far as ball position, strike position, and I think personally that just comes down to the way I swing the club as a golfer. I'm pretty steep. Like in irons, I'm around 3 to 4 down on angle of attack. I know that I could probably play around with swing and change that, right? But I just don't have time to take the lessons to make that necessary. At this point in my life, my swing DNA is what it is. And right now, I just want to find clubs to utilize that. Hybrids have worked. Apparently, utility irons don't. And that's fine, right? It's just trying to figure out how best to strike this club. On good swings, it performs, right? I mean, but the problem for me is that where my strike path was and where my swing path was so inconsistent with this club. The majority of the shots were just left open, high right fades, little pushies, high spin. Didn't really get anywhere. It was one that I really needed to focus on getting through the shot and turning the toe over to make sure that I was getting the shot that I wanted, but then that was screwing path and hitting basically uh, duck hook shots off the tee. What I will say is that when we did go to Myrtle Beach, I did have a little bit of success with this club. It wasn't enough for me to want to continue to experiment with it, but the one thing that I bought this club for was kind of also as a rescue kind of option, right? Hit bad shots into tricky spots, but with the lower loft and with the shorter shaft, much easier to kind of flight shots through trees, around stuff. And because we found the trees a little bit more than we wanted on day one, we had the opportunity to hit some really good shots with this club that really kind of, once I focused in on it, were able to do what I wanted. But it was just so few and far between, personally, for me, that the juice to continue with this isn't really worth the squeeze. I love the look of the club. I really, really wanted it to work more than it did. But honestly, it was a fight the whole way. And I think it's more, I do not blame the club at all in this. I think it's just the way that I personally swing that made it difficult. Um, the club looks great when it is hit well. It does what you want it to do. For me, I wanted kind of a lower bullet shot that chased, sort of stingerish, but not like total stingerish. And it did that, right? When it was struck well. The problem was with my path and the way I swing, I never struck it well enough to make it consistently the club I wanted it to be. So the staff model RB, it's not going to go in the bag, and um, I think that was kind of ordained before I left for Myrtle. That irons only round that we played, I hit it off every tee, and there were maybe two good tee shots out of the seven. Obviously, it was a very bogey filled round that we had to do a lot of work to make happen. And I'm just not personally at the point in what I want my golf to be and where I'm able to take the time to work out the kinks to make this work. And maybe that's selfish of me to say, but it's just the truth of the matter. I still work. I don't get to the range as much as I'd like. And this club is for someone who is much more consistent in kind of being more zeroed out, I think. I think I am too steep to utilize a driving iron and maybe also a little bit too slow in the swing, even though we did go with a graphite shaft here, to actually maximize what it is it can do. Good news for you people watching this review is that if anyone would like to potentially try this, please reach out to me, and we'll pay it forward. We'll get it out to you and see what we can do with it. But the staff model RB utility iron, it's not for me. It might be for you, and if it is, I think there is stuff to unlock with it. I'm not the keysmith to do it, but hopefully somebody out there is, and we can get it in their hands.